going on YouTube? It's your boy Accentrick here, and today I'm bringing you guys my first console guide to Tracer. But in this one, I'm focusing on the Pulse Bomb. Now, the reason I'm going to be talking about the Pulse Bomb in this first guide is because when I was learning Tracer, getting value out of her ult was one of the harder things for me. I was able to kind of play her. I knew the positioning. I knew how to stay alive, stuff like that. But when it comes to placing her ultimate, it was a lot of the time I was just sort of throwing it and hoping it got a kill, which is never something you want to do with an ult. Even though her ult is one of the easiest ones to farm up in the game and it's very quick to get, you want to be getting value out of each one because you can have more impact throughout the course of the game if you can get kills consistently with her ultimate. So this one I'm going to be kind of breaking down how I get more kills, how I get value out of it, and then just sort of how it all kind of comes together to the point where you can make more confident plays. You can sort of dash in, stick somebody, dash out, and get, big value kills. Now, a couple disclaimers on her Pulse Bomb before we even get into the video. Her ult is not something you throw, okay? It's a Pulse Bomb, but it's not a grenade. You don't toss it. Imagine playing like you have to dash in there and actually place the bomb on somebody, like you have to actually touch them with it. That's the way that I play with the Pulse Bomb. It's not something you just sort of want to lob in or try and lead your shot or whatever. It's something you want to get in there, literally stick it to somebody, and then get through and get out of the fight, okay? So just imagine that you actually have to touch them with the bomb. It's probably one of the best tips I can get for how to land more of them, because if you can, get better at getting that close to people with your ult, you're going to be getting a shit ton more kills than you are if you're just kind of throwing it from a couple feet away. Trust me. Probably my biggest tip, other than the ones I'm going to be giving throughout. So that's my biggest tip is Tracer. Imagine like you actually have to like slap somebody in the face with your bomb in order to stick them. Now let's get into the video. So this first clip that I'm going to be showing here is a pretty basic use of her ultimate. I come behind the enemy team. This Mei starts shooting me for no reason. I stick the back of the Rhine, kills the soldier, and then the Rhine is super weak. We actually kind of go overkill here with the ults. I got like 3 kills myself, then we gravitoned, and then we used the Hanzo ult, which we didn't really need to do. And as you can see here in game chat, everybody was like, okay, we need to talk more about our ults right there. But anyway, back to the Pulse Bomb itself. So I come behind the enemy team, and I see the Reinhardt. Now, a big part of Tracer's ult is sticking her Pulse Bomb is going to be the best way to make it effective. You don't want to like throw it on the floor and make it, so they have to walk into it or anything like that. You just sort of want to stick it to the biggest, most easiest target. And obviously in this situation, it's Rhine. Rhine's probably one of my favorite, if not my most favorite targets in the game to stick, because when you stick the Rhine, not only does it leave them in a really shitty position, but it's also a really easy target to hit. So you stick the back of the Rhine, and the Rhine either has the decision to move away from his team, put down his shield and try and like run, or his team's going to die behind him, which is what happens here. I stick him, and since the Rhine is just sort of standing there with his shield up, it does splash damage behind him and kills the soldier. It also does 400 damage to the Reinhardt. That's the damage of the Pulse Bomb. So he's so weak, I'm able to get behind him, finish off the Rhine. They have no defense against the Graviton. We used like a Hanzo ult here for no reason, I guess. So obviously this situation, killing the Rhine didn't necessarily matter because Hanzo's ult goes through the barrier. But in other situations, this would have been a really good example of how to kind of come behind and end the fight before it even starts. And in this situation, we probably didn't even need to use Graviton or Hanzo's ult because I had already killed the Rhine and the soldier. This fight was already won before we used those ults. So this next clip is an example of almost the same thing. I'm sticking the Reinhardt. The enemy team's making their final push. You can see there's 10 seconds left. I know that I'm going to be able to basically win this game for my team. If I can get in, stick the Rhine, kill him. I end up killing the Lucio as well, and this game is pretty much over because of the Pulse Bomb. Now, obviously, as I said earlier, Rhine is one of the easiest targets in the game to stick, and because of that, he's an easy target. He should be your target, especially because Rhine is a player where, the team's going to be congregated behind him. You stick the Reinhardt or you stick the back of his shield, the Rhine's really left in a shitty position. There's really nothing good he can do. He's going to take the 400 damage, and his team is going to be just absolutely wrecked by the damage coming out from the splash. So there's really nothing that Rhine could do in that situation. And it's just an easy play, it's an easy stick, good example of the ult use, especially on defense, and it's just little things like this that win you the game. So this next clip was actually in the montage, but now I'm actually going to break it down. So this is an example of a riskier play. I'm coming behind the enemy team. If I get spotted, I'm probably going to have to just get out of here. I stick the biggest, easiest target to hit. The splash damage kills the healers. I get the diva out of mech, so she's no longer a threat. kill the soldier, and then I finish her off after I miss a bunch of shots, and then I start teabagging and then kill her. So that there is an example. Like I said, you stick, this is just easy, these are easy placements. This is sticking the biggest target. This is not dashing in and sticking a squishy or somebody small hard to hit. This is hitting the tank, and not only does it do huge damage to the tank, but the splash damage is just devastating. They have no time to react. Like, her bomb explodes in like a second. So you stick it, they have a second to figure out where the hell it is. If they're stuck, what the hell's going on. It blows up, and before you know it, both healers are down, the D.Va's out of mech, and this game, we're pushing the payload up to the finish right now. So it's just making impact with your ult. Alright, here we have another clip. This one was also in the montage, and this is another example of taking a riskier play, but by being able to use the pulse bomb, get value from it, I'm able to basically end this fight before it starts. Now I jump down right here. I don't stick anybody, but I put it in a position where they have no time to react. This thing explodes so quickly. It's basically one of those things where it's like, oh shit, like you hear the pulse bomb blinking, you see the icon, it's already too late if you're within range. So it's just one of those things where I'm able to get in, get behind. I have no assistance from my team with their ults. I have, you know, no graviton to throw it on. This is not an example of sticking a big target. This is just making plays, getting value out of the pulse bomb. And look at, I'm already almost up to the pulse bomb again. It's just, you know, you get these things so much. If you can stick and you can get kills with them, it's going to make you 10 times better as a Tracer player. And it's just, I can't say it enough. There's also two other quick things I want to talk about with this clip. The great thing about Tracer's ult, if you're good with it, is you do not need assistance to get value. Because it blows up so quickly and because you get it so often, it is a solo ult. It's something where you can just take out targets on your own, and this is a perfect example of that. Like I said, I don't have any assistance. There's no graviton, there's no earth shatter, there's nothing holding them in position for me to get this, me to get these kills. It's rather just me dropping in. I see the group, I see the opportunity, put it on the ground, and bang, the fight's basically over. There are already 4 people down before we even had to initiate the fight, and it's just a great use of the ult. Tracer's ult, so devastating if you can use it, and it's exactly what it is. There's no other ult in the game that can do such quick damage like this with no indication. You know, this is not a Junkrat tire where everybody looks around to kill it. This is, you dash in, you put it down, you get that 400 damage, and then you get out, and it's just an absolutely awesome ult. If you can learn how to use it, you will be absolutely devastating people. This next clip here is an example of me just farming up my ult in order to take out a key target. So you see I'm just doing chip damage. My goal here is to try and build up to my ult so I can take out the Bastion, because I know that unless we kill him, we're not going to get this point. Right now we're just kind of dancing all over it, trying to contest it as long as we can because we can't take him down. I'm able to dash in, stick the Bastion, kill the Rhine and the Bastion in the process, and then our whole team just initiates in. We have the numbers, we close in, we end up winning this fight. Great example there, taking out a key target. Obviously Bastion, pretty easy to hit. That's the benefit of the Bastion meta right now, is that he's a pretty easy target for pulse bombs and stuff like that, but he's super important to his team. This team is building around their Bastion. They have a Pocket Mercy and a Rhine on him. Our team knows that there's no way we're getting this point unless he's dead. I know that as well, so I focus him down, farm up my ult by doing constant damage. It's another good tip is, as Tracer, there's no bad damage because your ult. If you're good with your ult, you should be trying to farm up your ultimate at all times. The more damage and more poking you're doing, the quicker you're going to get it, the more impact you're going to be able to make throughout the course of the game with your pulse bomb. So this last clip is going to be everything I've talked about all sort of coming together. Sticking somebody, taking out key targets, and getting big value out of the ult without the assistance of anybody else. Not to say that that's a bad thing. You know, if you're sticking your bomb in a graviton surge, that's nothing to be disappointed in, but getting value from your ult by yourself is going to be the best way to get it done. So right here, we're poking around, the enemy team's trying to group up, they're getting their damage. I see the opportunity, I dash in, stick the McCree, boom, take out both healers and the McCree. McCree obviously being my direct counter, so that guy can go fuck himself, and then I get pinned. Yeah, that sort of felt bad. But anyway, it's a good stick. As you can see, I'm waiting around, I'm waiting for them to group up. As soon as I see them group up, dash in, stick, recall so I'm not in harm's way, and then after they're all weakened and they're down by 3, our team's able to just kind of go in, overrun them, and it's over. The fight is done before the fight ever even really started. I've kept saying that, and that's the value of Tracer's ult, is to end their fight, end the team's push, before they even have the opportunity to kill any of your teammates, or before they have the opportunity to get on the point. Tracer's ult, super, super important, especially if you guys are trying to get better with it. Just start trying to do things like this. Start dashing in, throwing the bomb on people, and then with time you'll get the confidence to just do it on a regular basis. Because even now, sometimes I'm hesitant to dash in and do it because I'm afraid of wasting it. But that's not what you want to do. You get the ult so quickly and you can farm it up so well that it's worth going in there, trying to make the big plays, because those are the plays that are going to make the difference for your team, and it's going to win you the game. And it's a great way to carry as Tracer, is being able to use her ult. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried being as helpful as possible. I've never really done a tips and tricks sort of video before. I will do more on Tracer with other parts of her game. I might even do another one on pulse bombs if I figure out that this one sucks. But that has been this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Accentrick. I'm out. Peace.